Welcome to Think Smart with TMFG, the weekly podcast covering the financial topics that are newsworthy and relevant to everyday Canadians. Hosted by Senior Financial Advisor Mike Connon of the McClellan Financial Group of CI Asante Wealth Management Limited, here is today's episode.
Welcome to Think Smart with TMFG. I'm Mike Connon, Senior Financial Advisor with CI Asante Wealth Management Limited. I'm here with a longtime client, Trish Lyle, and today we're going to be discussing a lot of Trish's life, especially around her experience of being a foster mom. I'll start off by giving a short fun fact about me. Everyone knows I'm from an old Irish family, and I went back about a year ago to go and see where my dad was brought up. They brought me to this little home in Dublin, and everyone was shocked because my dad had 13 brothers and sisters. And everyone says, how can you ever do that? 13 kids. And I looked at the house they raised them in. It was a 2-bedroom house. And it was just shocking, right? And I thought that's something. But then there's your story, Trish. And that makes it very small.
But we had 8 bedrooms.
Yeah, you did have 8 bedrooms.
We had 8 bedrooms in our house.
So one of the reasons why I'm having Trish on here is I find clients with amazing stories. And Trish has been one of the most amazing stories that I've heard. Trish, for 22 years, has raised 135 children.
Plus my own.
Alongside with 7 of her own children, adopting 2 of them personally, and even early on giving one up for adoption. It's a story about balanced generosity, the real meaning of family, and building a life around love rather than financial limits over the time. So let's get started. Let's talk about your life and your early life. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Dunmills, and I currently live in the same house I grew up in. We renovated it, which is kind of weird, but my parents are both deceased, and they were longtime clients of yours. And prior to my dad being terminal, we decided to renovate the house and make it a 3-generation home.
That's amazing.
And continued doing it.
Yeah. And before that, you were up in Sudbury for a long period of time.
Sudbury for a long time and all over Northern Ontario.
What made you decide to do that?
My husband's jobs transferred us everywhere.
Yeah.
As soon as we got comfortable, he got transferred.
I think he was with the government, was he?
Yes, he was.
At least he got to see all of Northern Canada.
Exactly.
And all the beauty and everything goes along with it. So how does it start, the story of how you got into fostering? What originally made you decide to make this leap?
My husband's parents were foster parents. They fostered 3 girls. And when I was growing up, there was a family around the corner and down the street that fostered all the kids that nobody could take care of. And they just so impressed me. It was something I always wanted to do.
There's lots of kids in needs nowadays, is there?
There's always a child in need, always. For a home, for a love, for a hug, always.
Was it always in Sudbury where you're doing this, or did you do it in different towns?
We fostered in Timmins and in Sudbury. There's always foster parents in just about every town you go to.
What did the people around you say when you became a foster parent? What do the friends say? Are they coming to you going, what are you doing? Or are people very supportive?
Some people were supportive. Some people were not. It's hard to invite you over for dinner when you have 13 kids.
Yeah.
And we ended up inviting people over for dinner. For a long time, we had a potluck dinner club. And it was always at our house because nobody had enough room for all our kids to go. Or if we went, it was without kids, just Kevin and I.
Do you think pets are difficult
Yeah,
to get invited?
A lot of kids. And we had every pet known to man as well.
What did you drive?
15-passenger van was my standard family vehicle. That was what I drove.
One of my friends has 10 kids, and he arrived at my cottage. He's not even foster, has 10 of his own. But yeah, he arrives in a big passenger van every time with the kids, and even getting to go to the store with the kids is a big deal. It never seems easy.
Nope. When you take 3 grocery carts to put the kids in and you haven't got any groceries yet, you know that it's going to be a long trip at the grocery store.
I can only imagine how challenging. How many was the most you had at one time?
13.
13. Wow.
We were in overcount every week.
And what ages would they be?
0 to 16.
I take care of very small kids.
Same way you take care of your children when they're small. You hug them, cuddle them, feed them, tuck them in at night, read them stories. Exactly the same.
They say, well, if you find something you love to do, it's not work, right?
It's not work.
Yeah.
It's no more work than loving your own kids and taking care of them. You have to abide by the rules. There are rules and there's regulations that you have to follow.
Well, what do you remember about the first time a child arrived at your door? Go back to the first time you had a foster child.
So the first one that arrived at my door was 2 of them. It was a 3-year-old girl and her 18-month-old brother. They were scared.
Yeah.
They were nervous. They had no idea why they were at our house. They were there for a weekend to give mom relief.
Yeah.
And fast forward to today, she's coming on the weekend to visit, actually.
Is a lot of times just parents need relief and are overwhelmed?
No, a lot of times it could be parent-teen conflict. It could be teen-parent conflict. It could be the parents are suddenly homeless for whatever reason. It could be the kids have medical issues. The kids have behavioral issues.
Yeah.
There's lots of reasons.
Yeah.
An inappropriate partner.
Over this time, they deal with this many kids. What would a day look like? Your typical day. If we take your typical day, you wake up and there's 13 kids in the house. What does that look like? The breakfast table must be...
It was huge.
Yep.
We had a 4x8 sheet of melamine on our dining room table, and that was our table.
Yeah.
The kids had breakfast. They had eggs, bacon, they had cereal, they had whatever, and they grabbed their lunch components. They ate their breakfast. They got dressed, ate their breakfast, grabbed their lunch components, put it in their lunch bag, and out the door. We were very organized.
You have to be. It's almost like a short order cook in the morning, isn't it?
Yes. And they all had hooks for their school bags and their lunches, and their notes got taken out as soon as they got home. I signed them. They went back in their school bags.
Did you get to, when you dealt with teachers of them, how would those interactions go?
Usually not a problem. Like usually it was, oh, you're their foster parent. Okay,
Yep.
So we're going to be doing this, and can you follow up with homework at home or whatever?
Yep.
Like I would go to all the parent-teacher interviews.
Yeah. Then you got to follow up on homework and have them do all that too. When you first say there's all these kids, but then you think about what's involved in parenting and doing it with so many children at once at so many different ages.
And laundry.
Yeah. What was the hardest part about fostering that no one really warned you about?
Letting go. When they leave, you cry. We had 2 kids. They were 2 and 4. And when they came in the door, nobody knew their last name. Nobody knew where they lived. Nobody knew where they were from or how to find any family. They had been abandoned at a babysitter's.
Yeah.
The 2 kids did not know their last names at all. When they finally left, it was about 4 months later. And this little girl had the biggest violet-colored eyes.
Yeah.
She was beautiful. And her brother was very, very sweet. When they left, they went to go live with their grandparents. And I have no idea how the agency found the grandparents, but they did. And it was heartbreaking. I sat in the driveway as they drove out because I didn't want the other kids to see and just sobbed my eyes out. I just cried and cried and cried. The upshot, though, the good part about that was we had 2 kids they were the first 2 we got in the door, and they were still living with us, and they lived with us for 5 years. So it didn't have to say goodbye until we moved from Timmins to Sudbury. And then we had to say goodbye because they were being returned home.
Typically speaking, how long did they last? I guess it's a big range.
We had one 10 minutes. That was the shortest placement we ever had was 10 minutes. The longest was 12 years.
Yeah. As the time goes on, they really become your children, don't they?
They do. They do. They become totally 100% your children. Like I say, we have 14 grandchildren. 4 of them are from 2 of our foster daughters.
Do you still keep in contact with a lot of the foster children?
For sure, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure, on a regular basis. Some of the other ones, no, because you don't know where they've gone after they left your house. They may have gone home, been apprehended again.
Yeah.
We've had kids show up at our door and say, hey, I'm living at the foster home just down the street. I want to thank you for taking care of us. I had other ones. We had a young girl who was placed on adoption, left our house to be adopted.
Yeah.
And my son went into the local bookstore and she said, I lived with you. Do you remember me? My name's Catherine.
Yep.
And he went out of the bookstore and got in the car and called me and said, guess who I just ran into?
What are some of the most joyful or unexpected moments that you had while fostering kids?
We had a little girl who had lived with us for a long time. And we were all going out. There was 13 of us, 13 kids, and Kevin and I in the car. We were going to a hockey tournament. So we all got out of the car and we all went into a gas station to buy drinks and snacks and get in the car. And the lady goes, wow, what a big family. And the little girl says, we're a family. He's a foster child. There's a new kid in the family. And then the lady was kind of like, what do you say to that? And then we just got in the car and left.
What do you do with sports? Do some of the kids play sports?
They all played sports. They played hockey and baseball and t-ball.
How do you manage that?
Careful organization. Some of them are on the same team. Some of them are on different teams. Sometimes you ask a parent to take a child to the game, or can you take them and I'll pick up yours and bring them home, and I'll pick up mine at the same time. And
even hockey and all the expenses. Do people have help with that, or how's that work for?
When you're a foster parent, the agency will support the children in most respects. They're going to help you with sporting equipment financially. They're going to help you financially with clothes or activities. It doesn't cover everything, doesn't come close to covering everything,
Yeah.
but you just make it work.
Because I know even people trying to get 2 kids to hockey is a lot of work. I can't imagine having, several kids to get to their hockey practice in the morning.
I can remember dropping one off fully dressed at an arena, opening the door and saying, okay, go in, you're in dressing room number whatever.
Yeah.
Dropping the next one. They were, of course, old enough to drop off. They were like 10 and 12 and whatever, 14. And it was like, and the next one went off. And then at the end, by the time I finished dropping all the kids or their activities, I was going back to pick up the first one, the second one, the third one. I never got out of the car.
Is there a moment or a child from those years you still think about? Are there some that really stand out?
Yes. There are some that really stand out. There's some that we weren't able to be successful with, and we think about those. And in successful, I mean some behavioral issues that the child was unable to jump over and deal with. There's some we think about. For example, I'm going to go back to the same first child we got.
Yeah.
We have maintained a relationship throughout her life. There was a 5-year period where we did not see her.
Yeah.
And Kevin gave her away at her wedding. We were the only people that showed up at her wedding and gave her away. We've had moments of joy with her. Her brother, who also came in at the same time, is now deceased.
Yeah.
And we were there a day or so before he died.
It's good that they can actually have a family because, you need support from a family at times like those.
Absolutely.
From the good points in the wedding to losing a sibling, you need a family there.
Absolutely.
It's great that they have someone to do that rather than being left out on their own. You said goodbye to 135 children. As you said, that's the most difficult part. Did you come up with a way of managing it?
No.
Yeah.
I closed the door and cried every single time.
You're probably going to have some great kids that the situation was put on them, and you're probably going to have some kids that created the situation too.
Exactly.
And that must be very tough to deal with, those situations.
We did have one child that created the situation that made him leave our home because he was fighting with one other child in the house, hit him, punched him, pushed him around, and I called the worker and said, you've got to take him out of the house.
What did the kids teach you about yourself, about family and what matters? Did you get lessons in life from the
family
135?
Family is what matters.
Yeah.
Family is what matters. But it also taught me that I have a lot of patience and I can deal with a lot of things, put the things that are not important on the back burner and just deal with the thing that's important in the moment.
Your ability to multitask must be incredible.
It is, because I could make breakfast, deal with one kid crying, do whatever that needed to be done in the moment.
And at the time, you had a business too, didn't you?
Yes.
Which is just stunning to go on top of that. Because you were up in Northern Ontario, you had service stations, did you?
We had 2 gas stations and we ran the business, ran the foster kids, worked with all of it and kept it going. It was a very busy life. It was a very busy time.
So after 22 years, what made you decide it was time to close that chapter?
So we had a grandson who, whenever we wanted to have him over, we had this child that had very severe behavioral issues. I could not have our grandson come over and visit without the child having a meltdown and losing it and being physically aggressive towards our grandson. I said, you know what? He's more important, a grandson, when we need to realize that we can't be doing relief for this child whenever we want to see our grandchild or we can't see our grandchild. So that's it. We're done.
Knowing everything about what you went through, would you do the same thing again?
Absolutely.
Back if you're 30 years, if you go back, you'd say...
I wouldn't change a minute of it.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about becoming a foster parent? If they're going to start, what would be your words of advice?
If you love kids, do it. If you get backed into a corner to take a kid that doesn't fit the area you want to deal with, don't do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You'll get love and you'll give love.
Any of your kids, would they ever think of becoming a foster parent?
No.
Yeah.
No. The 2 kids we had that left after 5 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely broke their hearts. Absolutely broke their hearts. They were devastated when they left.
Yeah. It must be tough on the whole family too. You forget it's tough on you, but you also have your kids who have brothers and sisters now that they're going to have to say goodbye to too.
My youngest daughter, she was 3. No, she was 4. And we had a 3-year-old boy who'd been with us since he was a baby and he was going out to be adopted with his sister. And he left the house to go. It was his last, he wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
She looked at me one night when I was tucking her into bed. She goes, you know what, Mom? I said, what? She goes, you gave away my baby brother. I thought, oh, we've done you a wrong here. So sorry. And then I explained that he was going to live with his forever family and he would have forever, not with us as a foster family. But she still never,
but
ever
still,
forgave me.
it still hurts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talked earlier about they do help you out financially a bit for doing the fostering, but it's obviously generous time and heart. But practically speaking, the financial part, it costs some money too. How do you think about the financial side of opening your home to so many children?
The financial side was they provided some forms of support, but I mean, we paid for a bigger house, we paid the mortgage, we paid all of those things. The financial side was a little tougher.
Yeah.
When you're going to the store to buy back to school clothes, my bill was horrendous.
Yeah.
And it was, nobody got anything different than the other person. So a biological child would get the same kind of backpack, the same kind of whatever they needed. Same with a foster child. Whatever they needed to go back to school, they got it. It was of similar quality, of similar style, different colors, though, so we could keep it organized.
Had Walmart hit in Canada yet? Or was this before
No,
Walmart?
Walmart hit the Canada. I actually, in Timmins, had a deal with the manager of Walmart. If we got a kid in on Christmas Eve, I would call him and he would open the store up so I could go shopping. Didn't pay on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Come back on Boxing Day or the day after and pay up for the bill, but no kid would not have a Christmas present.
Did you find a lot of people helpful over time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they do different things for you just because they know the situation?
Yes. A lot of people would, like, for example, bikes. At one
Yeah.
point, we had 32 bikes in our garage because everybody would give us a bike. And it was like, well, we could keep that bike because we might have a kid that fits it. We don't have one now, but we might have one in a couple of weeks or a month or next summer or now.
Well, I guess it's a small town mentality too. So you were in a lot of small towns. So usually they're looking around to see who can actually need help in those neighborhoods.
And I had people donate clothes and whatever they could need.
A lot of people think a financial plan is mainly about retirement numbers. But take a back look at your life. What's money actually for?
Enjoying. We would take all of our children, all of the foster kids, all of our children on vacation. Now, we would go on vacation. We didn't do your typical resort, go out for dinner 7 nights a week. We're going camping with 7 tents and a big pot on the stove. But we had vacations and we had fun and we did things that didn't cost a lot of money, but everybody had lasting memories from it.
Yeah. And now you enjoy travel, do you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everywhere I can.
It's
as often as
it's
I
one thing
can.
I know, and you went and taken into account now that you're done this part of your life to enjoy the world.
Exactly.
What would you say to someone who wants to build their life around giving to family, community, and causes, but worries they can't afford it? If someone's really,
Don't give money, give your time.
Yeah.
When I found a cause that was dear to my heart, I would give my time rather than money. I didn't have a lot of money to give because it was taken up by all the kids. But I had time. When the kids were in school, I could lug 1 or 2 kids with me and off we'd go and do whatever needed to be done for whatever cause we believed in.
We realize after life, time is much more important than money. Even on the flip side, I think when you're in business, you begin to realize money is an easy thing. Time is limited, right?
Exactly.
You can always make money, but you can't make time. If you can give your time, that's something that people really need from people that can actually really help these kids too. So I'm going to give you some rapid questions here. One word, describe 22 years of fostering.
Wonderful.
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 What is the best advice you ever got as a foster parent?
Live each day on its own because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. The kid could leave, the kid could stay, could be heartbreak, it could be joy.
Enjoy every day when it's there. A small moment of joy you'll never forget. We talked about a few. Is there any one moment of joy? Is it giving away the bride? I know that must be a wonderful.
That was Kevin's joy. You know what? My joy was same girl. So 5 years had passed. We had moved towns. I bumped into her grandparents who didn't recognize me, fortunately, in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And after I got my courage up, I went back and said, okay, I know you have control of the kids and I know you've seen them. How are they? I said, it's been 5 years and I still have their pictures in my wallet.
Yeah.
And the grandmother said, I've been looking for you for 2 years. She lives with me. Give me your phone number. I'll have her call you tonight.
Yeah.
And then a couple of nights later, we got together and the first thing I said was, give me a hug. I haven't hugged you in 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's been wonderful ever since.
Did you find the parents appreciative?
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I get. Yeah.
I got in trouble for feeding a kid a cookie on a way to a visit because when I was running late, the child was hungry, so I handed him a cookie in the car seat. And when I got to the visit, he still had cookie crumbs on his face.
Yeah.
And the mom said, why does he have cookie crumbs on his face? Isn't she supposed to be perfect? It was like, I gave him a cookie.
Yeah. I guess they're not in a good state when you're at that point where you have to go and pass on your kid to a foster home. You're having a rough situation going on too. The thing you tell every parent, foster or not. So
trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
Do what feels right to you.
And that works probably 90% of the time. And the 10% you deal with.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
What does a home mean to you? When I say the word home, what does it mean?
Wherever my family is.
Yeah. So
That's what it means to
the
me.
building isn't as important as the family that's inside of it.
Exactly. The family inside of it is the most important thing. It doesn't matter whether you live in a 1-room shack or a 20-room mansion.
Yeah.
It's what's inside is important, the people.
Last question. What would you want someone to listen to your story take away from it? So if someone hears this story and they're thinking,
You have a lot to give.
Yeah.
You can give whatever you feel you need to give, you have it in you to give.
it's very inspiring. We all want to do that, and some of us fall a little bit short. I know. I feel I do many times, but it's great to see someone who actually goes and cares about so much about kids, because kids are our future, and they're also our weakest point. And if we have people out there that can take care of them, it's fantastic. And think of the future it creates on what these kids are going to do with their life and where they'd be without that. So I always think it's fantastic. So thank you very much. And thank you, Trish, so much for coming in here. Your story's always been an inspiration to me. And I've always wanted to share it with other people. And now we get to share it with our listening audience. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to learn more about TMFG, check out the show notes for details and contact us. You can also reach us at 905-771-5200. Or visit our website, tmfg.ca, and check out episode 356 and 351 for more unique client stories. Remember, if you got questions, feel free to leave a comment. We'll do our best to answer in the upcoming episode.
You've been listening to Think Smart with TMFG with Mike Connon of the McClellan Financial Group of CI Asante Wealth Management. Don't forget to subscribe to Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube Music, and leave us a review. For more insights and resources, visit tmfg.ca or follow the link in the episode description. This program was prepared by Michael Connon, Senior Financial Advisor with CI Asante Wealth Management Limited. This is not an official program of CI Asante Wealth Management Limited, and the statements and opinions expressed during this podcast are not necessarily those of CI Asante Wealth Management Limited. CI Asante Wealth Management Limited is a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund and the Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization. This show is intended for general information only and may not apply to all listeners or investors. Please obtain professional financial advice by contacting us at 905-771-5200 or visit tmfg.ca to discuss your personal circumstances before acting on any information presented.